Okay, so we saw lots of computers, and now we are going to take a look at the magazines.
Magazines are a great primary source. It's one of the things I am most interested in. We have a quite large collection, and I heard you are interested in like the early PC era, the 286, 386
Yes,
stuff.
that's when I started learning
Yeah.
about computers.
So this came out right after the revolution in the late '89. So this is the first issue from January of 1990. Suddenly there was a huge spike in magazines, and this is Byte. It's actually using the license from the like US Byte, but it's
Okay.
written in a
Yes.
way that Czech people would read it Byte.
Interesting.
And it was by Ladislav Zajíček, who was a very prominent member of the computing scene locally. He also wrote a book about how you can learn to program called Bity do Bitu, or Bits for Your Flat, as like a word joke. And that one is like the Bible of learning how to program locally. He was very active for several years, and this one is interesting. The 602 was like a suite of office programs. This one is Text 602, and it was made by programmers that started in a computer club in Prague, because during the communist regime there were these like officially sanctioned state mandated computer clubs, and the club number 602 in Prague was the computing club, and it was the biggest computer based club. So once it ended, a lot of people started their own businesses. So quite a lot of checkmate software sometimes has like some uses the 602 number to show the legacy. Here you can see how it looked. It was very advanced for its time, and it was the most popular software they ever did, the T62. They had also M62, the manager, which is like a Volkov Commander or Norton Commander clone. That one was also used a lot.
This is PC based.
This is PC based. Yeah.
Is it running on a clone of the IBM PC?
Yeah. So there were some locally made clones. For example, Slušovice, the agricultural company, made some IBM PC clones later. The first computers, the ones we saw the disk for, were their own architecture, but later on they started making PC clones. Also, Tesla did PC clones later, but that was for a short while, because after the revolution, very quickly Asian companies started importing cheap PC clones and basically destroyed the local production. But here you can see some comparison between some other popular word processors back in the day, and you can see that it is very easily the fastest out of all of them. So this is like a Text 62 from a programmer's view, like interpreting how good it is written.
Are these already on PDFs or something on their archive?
This one isn't. It's quite a rare magazine. There's a guy on a local auction site who has the whole run and is selling them for $50 a piece. We have a collection, but we are scanning things destructively. So we are scanning like the second collection we collect. The first one is for our physical archive. But these ones came also just recently. So at least the first year of issues, it was bi-monthly in the first year. Those will be scanned in the near future, and we're looking for more issues.
Let's take a look at the covers.
Yeah, the covers are like so lovely. This is like very inventive. Here you can maybe see some of the agricultural legacy of our computers. and they're very funny. Like you have toothbrushes for the whole family, and then the toothbrush for the PC is an IC, uh, and this is like the computer is should open its mouth and stuck its tongue out, and it's doing very very inventive. I love. It seems that they had a lot of fun with them. And of course, the usual early 90s like Lotus databases, AutoCAD,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But still, for example, here you still have a lot of the users were using still microcomputers. So 8-bit Atari systems also got some interest in these magazines. And
Oh, yes.
we also have for the first year of the magazine, at the end, you got a map of a game for some of the games that were popular. And most of these were done by very prolific members. So Jan Hanošek was a guy who later on had a company that distributed ZX Spectrum locally made games, and Andrew is one. It's basically a legendary magazine editor that was connected to the magazine Excalibur, which was the first mainstream gaming magazine, and it has like a kind of mythical status among gaming enthusiasts locally. So these like handmade maps are always so lovely to see.
Yeah. Pretty cool. And how many magazines do you have here?
For the magazines, I separate between mostly like primarily gaming magazines and the rest of it. For example, Byte would be a computing magazine, not a gaming magazine, and I have a far bigger, more info about our gaming collection for the computing or like sometimes fantasy magazines and other magazines that can have interesting stuff. We just bring it in and we don't have it all databased. But for the gaming magazines, we have currently about 1,700 magazines. From time to time, I still find some obscure publication that I don't know about, but we are missing about 70 issues of very, very rare things. For example, Kibermish or Cybermouse, which was originally a Polish magazine about PC gaming for kids. That is very hard to come by, everybody threw it out. Or, for example, Mobilhe or Mobile Games, a very thin magazine about cell phone games, like early J2ME stuff. So those are some of the missing issues in the collection that we hope to find in the near future, but we are really over like 7 years of active collecting. We have probably the biggest collection in the country, some things that even the National Library doesn't have in its databases.
Okay, thanks a lot.